Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Installment Scott Selections here for Wednesday, January 25th. Before we get into today's play of the day, quick recap what happened yesterday. We had a loss in college basketball with Ball State, -5.5 and -110 on Bet Online. Wasn't even close. Line closed at 6. Didn't matter. Ball State entered the game 8-0 at home. Buffalo was winless on the road, and it didn't matter because Buffalo came out and absolutely jumped them, and they won the game by 26. So Ball State not only lost its first home game, but they lost by 26 points. Got absolutely demolished. I don't really know where that performance came from, but they no-showed the game, and we picked up a loss to bounce back on track here on Wednesday. And for today's play of the day, going back to college basketball, look at a matchup between Providence and Butler taking place at roughly 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And for this match, we're going to go with the home team here. We're going to take Providence minus the 9.5 at -110 on DraftKings. Time recording of 3 a.m. Eastern Time. Covering why I like Providence in the spot. First reason we'll get the actual home road splits here. These teams have really been, I'd say, one's been really good at home, one's been really bad on the road. So I think that should pay dividends in this matchup. Providence has been incredible at home, as Providence has won each of its first 11 home games, 7-4 ATS in those games. Butler, though, has really been underwhelming on the road, having lost 5 of its first 7 road games. But it's been especially bad for Butler in conference road games. They beat Georgetown on the road a couple weeks ago by 29 on the road. Georgetown had not won a conference game for about 2 years before yesterday. So you can argue that win doesn't mean much because Georgetown is just a meme of a program right now in the Big East. But look at the other opponents they've played on the road. They've gotten killed every time. Played UConn last game on the road, lost by 30. Played St. John's on the road, lost by 16. Played Seton Hall on the road, lost by 25. And played Creighton on the road, lost by 22. So in those conference games against decent conference opponents, St. John's, you can make an argument, is not great, being 3-6 in conference play, still 13-7 overall. But the point is, against decent to good teams in conference play on the road, Butler's consistently gotten buried, and I think as a result, the spread's too low. Plus, it is worth mentioning this is the second meeting this season, as Providence did go into Butler on December 29th, and Providence won by 20 on the road. And the main takeaway is there. Providence offensively was fine. Defensively, they were great, as Butler only scored 52 points. But the real story in this game was the rebounding battle, and Providence absolutely manhandled them on the glass. Providence won the rebounding battle 45-28, so a plus 17 edge in the rebounding, and I think that's going to be a story once again in this matchup, and I'll get into why in a second. But to look at the KenPom numbers here, Providence is better at everything, which makes sense because Providence is a ranked team and Butler is currently one game above 500. But you're looking at the actual offensive numbers here. Providence ranks 23rd in offensive efficiency according to KenPom. Butler ranks 135th. Providence ranks 64th in defense efficiency according to KenPom. Butler ranks 79th. And the big story here, I just mentioned the rebounding battle. Providence does rank second in the country in rebounding rate. Butler ranks 320th. So these teams aren't even close in rebounding based on the season averages. And I think Providence should dominate the glass once again, probably winning the rebounding battle by 15 plus again. And if that's the case, I think Butler's going to get killed by second chance points. And you're looking at what Providence's identity is. We know under Coach Cooley, they are a very physical team. They always have been. And it seems like the physicality really is going to give Butler problems. It did in the first meeting. Winning by 20 on the road in conference play is very tough to do. And now you're returning back home where you're undefeated. I think Providence could win this game handily by 15 plus, maybe 20 plus, hell, maybe even 30 plus, because we saw Butler lose by 30 last game to UConn. But the point is, 9.5 seems way too low for the second meeting in a season where the team won the first meeting by 20. I think this line should be a lot higher, and I think there's value because of it. But to go through some trends here, Providence has also been very good against the number lately, as Providence is 10-2 ATS in its last 12 games, and Butler is 0-5 ATS in its last 5 games against teams with winning straight-up records. So Butler has been good at beating up on weaker teams. They've been basically useless against good teams all season long, and Providence has been just dominating whoever they played against lately, and they've really been good against the number. So I do think that Providence has value here, and I think that the home crowd should be pretty amped up for a conference home game, which should result in a nice double-digit win. Split it once again here for Wednesday, January 25th, is going to be on Providence, minus the 9.5 at -110 on DraftKings. Bye, everyone.